What is up, guys? It is Simba here, and welcome to League Racing on F125 on the channel. And WOR is back on the channel for a new season, and we're going to go and start things off in Australia for round one of this new season on F125. You can see on screen now there's going to be a calendar of the races, 11 rounds. Once again, WR is definitely liking this style of the calendar being pretty short and sweet, which is quite nice. And you can see there's a pretty solid selection of tracks on here, except rounds 5 and 6. Monaco and Baku, back to back. We're going to be in Tier 2 once again. My TT laps were quite decent. They're not exactly screaming rapid, but they did the job. And we're going to be in the Aston Martin once again. I'm hoping for a good one because we finished 8th last season. And I'm hoping that we can try and get ourselves into that top 5 conversation once again, because we were pretty unlucky last season. If you remember, on F124 we got taken out about 100 times. So guys, if you're looking forward to the start of League Racing on this game, well and truly in full swing, make sure you hit the like button, get subscribed for more League Racing content. We're on the road to 700 subscribers, as we were accelerating the subscriber count when this game came out. And I do appreciate the support, but we'll keep pushing to 700. But for now, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into business for qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
So here we go then, time for the first qualifying session of the season in the Aston Martin once again. And I am recording this after the Belgian Grand Prix, where I fell asleep because it was so boring. But let's hope this race won't be as boring as we go through turns 1 and 2. Pretty nicely done in 5th gear. Pretty decent run over turn 2 as well as we prepare for turn number 3. Spot the black box on the left hand side. Hit the brakes down to 3rd. Don't quite hit the apex there, but we set up for turn 4 where we get a pretty decent run out of there as well. So this first sector looking pretty clean. As we come across the first sector split now, it's a midpoint one, which is actually quite decent. Turn 6 is done quite nicely as well. Down to 6th gear. I've seen people take it in 5th, so clearly we've got the confidence to take it in 6th gear as DRS is open once again, draining down to 25% as we try to get this lap in. Purple middle sector with a 43.0 by the second split, and it looks very clean at the moment, and at this point I'm thinking we're looking pretty decent here. We're looking pretty nice to get a very good banker lap in, but we go a little bit wide through that right-hander, and now we've got this RB in front of us. It puts us off, and we get our line completely wrong through turn number 12, and that's just ruined this last part of the lap when it looks so promising.
Stupid RB, man. Fuck's sake. Terrible.
And that is only enough for P9 on a 15.4,
I had an RB,
which isn't very good, but there is still plenty of time to find an improvement. So we're going to try again, because the first 2 sectors were pretty decent. It's just the 3rd one we need to fix. However, turn 1 isn't as clean as before. You saw the rear end just step away from us when we tried to take the curb there. So we've got some time to make up into turns 3 and 4. Again, 3 not quite as close to the apex as you want to, but we carry a bit more speed through turn 4. And we're just going to stay away from this curb here. And that actually helps us match the first sector.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But we just turn in way too early for turn 6, and that lap is in the bin, unfortunately. So, pretty frustrating stuff. I was struggling with turn 6 a lot while I was practicing for this race as well. It's generally one of my worst corners on the track. I just hate it. But we've still got one more lap to go. We're down to 13th place, and we know we can do better. Down to turn 1. Lovely turn in. Decent exit. And we are up on the delta already as we barrel down towards turn number 3. On the brakes at the black box, down to 3rd. A little bit closer to the apex, a little bit wide on the exit. And this time, we use turn 4, using the inside curb to get rotation through the corner. And now, we've actually gone half a tenth up in the first sector. But through turn 6, we just barrel a little bit wide. You can see the rear end just stepping away from us there on the exit. And that's completely ruined the hard work done on the first part of the lap. And we're just going to continue draining time going into sector 3, where you're going to have to nail this on the brakes through the first part, but through the second part, no, we cut a bit too much, and that is the lap in the mud. We tried to finish it off and we still couldn't find a way to do it. So that's qualifying over. It's another poor session from us. And it puts us down in P13. And I was doing .0s, I think, or very low 15s before the session as well. So, yeah, another qualifying session gone begging for us. And we could have easily been in the top 5 here. But it's a frustrating session. P13. And I'm in a party with Crowding, Flame as well, unfortunately. So we're going to be talking to them throughout the race. But we're 13th. Let's get into it and see if we could turn this one around. So, here we go then. Time for the main event, the Australian Grand Prix. It's just about to get underway.
Everyone's on mediums, it's just boring.
And I'm discussing strategy. And everyone's on mediums, so we're going to go the other way and try and start on the hards. Crowding is also doing the same thing, and I think we're the only 2 people to do so on the grid. 5 red lights in front of us, and WR is underway down under in Australia, and the start isn't very clean from us. You can see Crowding immediately drawing alongside the Sauber of Langman going into turn 1 and through turn 2.
Crowding, you've just put Langman into my... Fuck's sake!
We get damage. We get front wing damage, which is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. What a start.
It's fine, whatever, forget about it, it's fine.
And you can hear me saying it's fine because Crowding was very, very annoyed as well because he was just defending himself for why that happened. But meanwhile, Max is in the wall. I don't know why he straight lined it, but we've got a virtual safety car on the opening lap of this race.
We're in points, boys. We're in the points.
Just can't believe it.
And you see my reaction there. I am far from happy. Just couldn't believe my luck there. We couldn't really do much in that moment when the contact was made. And yeah, we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And we're going to pay the price by changing the front wing. We're going to move on to mediums. And this whole strategy is completely in the mud, which is brilliant. As it feels like an age waiting for the front wing to get changed. So medium tyres on the car. And we're just going to have to go racing. And at this point, many people would probably just give up and retire the car, but we're not going to do that. You know, we might as well try and just finish the race, see how our pace feels, see how the mediums feel, and just get on with it. But nothing happens, really. We picked up 2 warnings in between the laps, but you can see we're boxing again on lap number 11 for another set of hard compound tyres because the mediums were going off, and we're basically just doing a test run, really, as the hards are going to come on, and we're off and running once again. The pace felt fine on the mediums. I think I was about 8 seconds behind, or 10, 12 seconds behind the cars in front at the time of pitting, I think. So, pace was okay, but you can't really measure it against anyone else, because you can see on the minimap there's a fat DRS train, which is there because you can't really overtake on this game. But we are going to get some positives here. You can see at the end of lap 13, we do 2 personal bests in the first 2 sectors, and we cross the line to the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and we also collect a penalty. But at this point, I wasn't really bothered because you can see we're not really near anyone to impact us. So that's absolutely fine. We're going to just keep on moving, keep rolling with the laps. On to lap 19 now. Still waiting for something to happen, and something has happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're so back.
Thank fuck for that.
And you saw my reaction. It's absolutely on point. The relief. It could be clearer. We're back in this race. As Flame said, we are so back. And honestly, his audio is a bit annoying in this video. I don't know why he included it in the stream, but I'm glad he did, because he couldn't be more right about this moment in time. We're back in the race, and we put on the set of hard tyres that we started with on lap 1 before the contact. So some people are on mediums, and the main concern now is penalties, because I think Bobbert has 6 seconds of penalties. I think there might be a 10-second penalty up ahead as well, but I think they'll get that removed. But the main thing is, we're in this race, and we've got 8 laps to try and get into the points.
What the fuck? Who's this? Why is... Right, why are you going so slowly? What are you doing?
But knowing my luck, there's always something happening, as the Red Bull of Crowding was very slow before the restart. He actually tried the overcut quite well.
I'm sending it on this prick, man.
But he decided to box for a new set of tyres as Flame is trying to be aggressive, and he actively doesn't do that by not even attempting to try and pass Langman in the Sauber. So great comms from Flame. He's actually quite happy at this point in time because he hasn't got a time penalty yet, as we are still behind him on lap 22.
No!
Well, that's changed immediately. He's absolutely livid. He's got a penalty, and now we're going to try and go up the inside. Going into this right-hander, we made contact, and I wasn't going to go ahead with that move. It couldn't be a greater definition of push to pass, but the right front tyre at this stage was still absolutely freezing. Just under 72 degrees, and I wasn't feeling too much grip, so it takes a while for the hards to warm up as Flame is going to try again on Langman on lap 23. Contact between the two, and he'll have the outside line for 4. He gets a switchback on the Sauber, and I don't know why he's doing this, but he's going side by side through the right-hander.
Idiot. Yeah, where are you going? Oh, this guy.
I don't know why you're trying to keep it right outside there, mate. What are you doing?
And unsurprisingly, he gets no space given by the Sauber, so I don't know how he's tier 2. Someone explain that. But anyway, he goes a bit wide through the first part of the chicane. That's going to compromise his run through the second part, and he's flashing now, so we see an opportunity to get into the top 10. We're taking it with both hands up the inside, and this time it's a very clean move, and we are in the point for the first time in this race. Meanwhile, there's fighting going up ahead. Crowding has been squeezed off by Bobbert. He retaliates by going up the inside into the penultimate corner. He still can't find a way through, and Crowding was very unhappy at this stage of the race because he's finding it difficult to overtake on this game, and that is the case with everyone. Dirty air is quite a factor in these races now, as Bobbert goes wide through 1, and he's on the grass through turn 2, and everyone profits. We sweep past him. It's another position, and we're up into P9 now in this race with 6 laps to go. And there's a Sauber up ahead as well of TRT Nico, who was formerly an FRT, leading this race. So Nico's actually managed to build an advantage for himself, but going through the end of lap 25, he's actually spun before on the penultimate corner, and that is going to hurt him a lot. He was leading this race. He had 6 seconds of penalties as well, and it looked like he just established a lead in front of everyone else, but that has gone absolutely wrong for him. And he's out of the race. He's had enough. He's retired in the pits. He will score no points today, but it's another free position for us. Up to P8 we go with 3 laps remaining, and there still might be things in front of us as well. As you can see now, Langman looking to try and pass Crowding on the end of lap 27. Contact between the two of them through the right-hander. We're going to find our way round the outside, giving him space on the inside line, and that's another place. Up to P7 we go, and you can see Yano getting locked in there with Typical in the Williams as well for P5.
I'm just glad Langman let me through there. That was going to be a bloody disaster if we went side by side.
And you can hear me being pretty grateful that Langman didn't fight that too much, because if he did, it would have probably led to a collision and none of us would score points. So glad to see that that didn't happen. You can see now on the last lap, Crowding and Typical in front of us both get penalties. So now we could be fighting for P5 right on this final lap and really snatch a few more points in a recovery, which has been much needed, really. So let's see what happens. Crowding was telling me in the party that he could get this removed. We can see that we're trying to prioritise the exit out of the fast chicane, and now we're getting a proper run on the Red Bull, who is frustrated about a lack of overtaking. He might get overtaken here up the inside into the right-hander, but we just don't really bother. It's like we just let him go. I don't know why we went aggressive there. It's the last lap. Typical, I think he had front wing damage. He's going to get away with it, and he's going to hang on to P5. Crowding's going to be P6. We have a bit of a drift out the last corner to get P7 in the season opener.
Fuck you know. Wow. Thank God I stayed in that race.
And that is the end of the race here in Australia, and we scored P7 from 13th on the grid. And honestly, I was actually relieved that I didn't give up on from lap 1, and we stayed in the race to actually get some points, and that safety car really did bring us back into things. But outside of that, you can see Noam has won the race. I think there might be an incident involving him with a push to pass. So these results are quite provisional. So we'll find out what the stewards say in the next video. But overall, I'll take P7. I'm quite happy that I got some points after all that, but I'm also not very happy because I didn't really get to see my pace out there, apart from the last couple of laps where people were absolutely going for it. So I'll try and improve my qualifying, guys, because that was going to be a big thing on this year's game, especially with the fact you can't overtake that much. So we'll just have to be better in qualifying, otherwise it's going to be a long year for us. So points at the start of the season, I won't complain, but I think it can be better, and we're going to try and do better in the next one. Get subscribed for more. Check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And the next one's going to be in Spain. So until then, take care, and I will see all of you in the next one.